For years, the Russian state upheld a policy of keeping politics out of schools, preventing too much scrutiny of the country's internal affairs. But now when the Kremlin needs public to back the ongoing war, it uses education to indoctrinate a new generation of ultra-patriots prepared to die for their motherland. Children should not face the information war alone, declared Sergei Kravtsov, the head of Russia's Ministry of Education. With this proclamation, a comprehensive initiative to bolster patriotism in schools was set into motion. The government allocated a staggering 22 million rubles, approximately $261,000, to launch mandatory important conversations lessons across all school grades in Russia. Previously, teachers volunteered to explain the importance of the so-called special military operation in their classrooms. However, starting from September 1st, 2022, important conversations aimed at promoting patriotism, love, and pride for motherland became mandatory and state-regulated. In fact, the first lesson was led by Vladimir Putin himself. The important conversations are also supplemented by the Lesson of Courage and Heroes Among Us programs. During these sessions, children are taught in depth about World War II, a historic event often used by Russian propaganda to mirror the ongoing war. In a spirit of wartime patriotism, students are asked to write letters, knit socks, sew clothes, and craft trench candles for the soldiers at the front line. Furthermore, students have the opportunity to hear first-hand accounts of the alleged atrocities committed by the so-called Ukrainian Nazis from returning soldiers. In addition to regular servicemen, school administrations invite members of the private Wagner military company to address the children. Starting from 2023, patriotic education will become even more comprehensive in Russia. The authors of new primary school textbooks have taken significant measures to remove any mentions of Ukraine wherever possible. Additionally, high school history textbooks were revised and will now include a dedicated chapter on the so-called special military operation. Leaked images of the new books indicate that students will be taught about how the West influences Ukraine using it as a punching fist against Russia. But that's not all. In an effort to bolster military preparedness, 10th and 11th grade students will be instructed in the basics of military defense. Boys will learn to assemble Kalashnikov rifles and participate in drill formations, while girls will receive training in battlefield first aid provision. In the most dedicated schools, you'll witness high school students engaging in full-blown military drills, complete with mock guns and trenches. Meanwhile, younger children learn vital skills like seeking shelter during artillery and airstrikes. Taking a more unusual approach, in the northern city of Magnitogorsk, students aged 15 and above were asked to participate in a swimming competition dressed in camouflage uniforms and carrying guns. Creative competitions play a significant role in encouraging children to express their love for the motherland. In one video, a student in a school uniform recites a poem about cockroaches running away from Russia to their homes in the West. Another footage shows a school theater filled with students who sing "I Am Russian," a song by Shaman, an artist who gained popularity for supporting the war. For primary school students, the topic of war takes on a more playful form, such as a sniper-themed math class or a new ABC book featuring words like motherland, dignity, and faith. In kindergartens, children as young as 4 and 5 are paraded in uniforms, recite patriotic war poems, write letters to soldiers, create drawings about war, collect presents for the front line, and stage war-themed performances on national holidays. Some kindergartens even create their own memorials in classrooms to honor the fathers of children who lost their lives fighting in Ukraine. It is nearly impossible to stand against such a powerful state propaganda machine, and those who do usually face punishment. Parents who do not want their children to be indoctrinated by the important conversations are often lectured by the school administration and sometimes visited by the child services. Some students are excluded from schools and teachers often lose their jobs on false pretexts for refusing to spread militaristic state propaganda.
Далеко не все готовы учить этому детей.
Вы общаетесь с родителями детей и с детьми. Какие вы делаете выводы, какие настроения?
Я не могу, конечно, статистики тут нет, но у меня ощущение, что где-то примерно, минимум 50% этого не хотели бы вообще.
This was the case with a teacher from Moscow, Tatiana Chervenko, who held a math lesson instead of the important conversations. Following this and an interview with TV Rain, Chervenko was fired for allegedly failing to fulfill her responsibilities.
Расскажите более подробно про то, что происходило сегодня.
Внизу после уроков меня ждали сотрудники полиции. Практически силой потащили меня к выходу.
The most shocking, however, was the case of Maria Moskалёва, a 5th grader who drew an anti-war picture at school. Maria's teacher reported the incident to the headmistress, who then called the police. At the moment, Maria, who was taken at the beginning away from her father by these child services, is reunited with her mother, but her father, Alexei Moskalev, who was raising his daughter alone, is arrested and awaiting trial. Alexei tried to escape from Russia but was quickly discovered and arrested in Belarus. He's currently facing a term of 2 years in prison. Hundreds of innocent children in Ukraine have lost their lives because of Putin's regime, and in Russia, it denies its own children the opportunity for a better future. However, even in the face of relentless propaganda, there are courageous individuals who refuse to be silenced. Their resistance provides a glimmer of hope for their generation to come.